got to actually watch a student perform using the program. So my last portion, which I'm going to go through real quick right now, is actually now about accessibility of this program and how we bring something like this directly into schools and directly into people's lives. One of the best parts about using a program like Occupational Octaves is that you don't need to learn to read traditional music notation, so you could hop into things right away. This program is named Occupational Octaves Piano because one of my oldest and closest friends, an occupational therapist herself, started telling me, you're working on finger stabilization and hand stabilization and finger isolation. You're working on ocular motor skills, you're working on posture, you're working on breathing, you're working on concentration. So I started to look at this as a non-musical goal program. I started to not care how good or bad America Beautiful sounded, unless it's a performance at a gala, I don't care. But it wasn't about that. It was about the development of the student. It was about, this is where they are, there's room for improvement over here, we could target it at the piano. So what I've done is I've put my program onto a cloud-based educational platform, which goes end to end. It has creating goals, having templates with instructions to follow, videos and songs that are preloaded into the system. And then you could do something really, really great where you could have a student in the special needs classroom with very specific targets, scoring criteria for doing certain songs, certain ways, and we track all the progress on the system. Again, you don't see the songs here, you don't even talk about the music. You imagine being an OT, this is what you're working on as an OT, but we're doing it through the piano. And then we have a great system that gives you all the information on the tasks that the student partook in. And eventually, if you have to go into that IEP meeting, instead of having to graph things out by hand, this is a graph of a student in the classroom working on the piano, increasing hand stabilization, finger isolation, muscle memory, and the attention span increase. You could print everything up, you could have individual files for the clients, but either way, this is the whole package that I try to put together so that we could actually have music in the special needs classroom, which is something that doesn't happen all the time. And we could do it by targeting IEP goals. And going back to what we were first started talking about, purposeful engagement. For me personally, at least, the purposeful engagement of music doesn't get much greater. The idea that you could actually develop skills through the use of music is something that is a great point of pride for me and something I'm very proud to bring to individuals with special needs. I think we're good.
So what's your name again?
Lee Stockner, the name of the program. The name of the program is Occupational Octaves Piano. I actually left a whole bunch of books here. These are my in-school books, not